under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Please be seated. I'll ask to call the meeting order. I ask the recorder treasurer to call the roll.
Barnes.
Here.
Hastings. Lynch. Pistol. Ward.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Brings us to approval of agenda as presented. I'll entertain a motion and a second to approve that.
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Barnes.
Yes.
Hastings.
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Pistol.
Yes.
Ward.
Yep.
Williams.
Yes.
You have in front of you the minutes from June 18th, a meeting, and also the monthly financials. I'll entertain a motion and a second to approve those as presented.
Make motion to approve. Second.
Is there any discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Barnes.
Yes.
Hastings.
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Pistol.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Brings us to department head reports, airport commission. No one's here from the airport commission. Our meeting is going to be the 15th. It got moved to actually all the way down to the 29th from the 22nd, then they changed it to the 29th. I guess they were having a hard time getting a quorum, so we'll have a discussion on that. We'll also have an issue under new business, doing business with city officials, Doug Davidson. I think they're moving along on I don't have a really good update on the hangar or anything, but the insurance is involved on that, so I think they're getting further along on that.
I thought we just did that.
What's that?
The Doug Davidson thing.
Yeah, we just not the
The
third
third?
reading.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it. Oh,
No, this is a different one.
Oh, different.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's almost a different one. It's $1,600 for, we'll discuss that under,
Okay.
on the insurance, and I guess it's extra for the hangar. Call them today, so, definitely want to know that on the 29th. Okay, that's all I have on the airport. It brings us to animal control. Rita Tharp, your report. Almost said Rita T.
Well, I have everything else, but I left my report in the car, so I'll wing it.
There you go, you can handle that.
We have 18 dogs. We have 4 cats and 6 kittens. 2 of those cats are adopted and are waiting to go get fixed. We had an event at Archie Fest, and it was hot. But we adopted out 6 dogs, 4 cats, 5 cats, sorry. And it went really good. Other than being hot, it was good. It was worth the sweat, I guess. I hate to sweat, but you know.
No, y'all got off to a slow start, not a slow start, but you hit your stride Saturday and
Oh, wow. I mean, it was like all at once. People were just showing up. We have had approximately 105 calls into the shelter over the last month from people with dogs, with cats, needing information, just all different kinds of things. We did have one dog come in from one of the city officers brought it in. Someone had to go to the hospital. She couldn't take care of the dog. We don't take on or surrenders, so the dog now lives at my house. And I will be responsible for the vetting and whatever. I took it because we can't keep it there.
I have another one of those. Someone approached me and I think they're going to jail or something. I don't know what the deal was. Anyway, it's a 6 to 9 year old, like a Chihuahua and something else.
I mean, we do
inside
hold
dog,
them
and the dude's like, I got outside dogs, a little dog, housebroken, spayed or whatever.
Well, when an officer picks somebody up and they're going to jail and there's a dog sitting there, what are they supposed to do with it?
Well, this
I mean,
one's,
it's not like they can just
this one
leave
is
it.
staying at a residence and they have to the end of the month, so I'm just throwing that out there, because a
Okay.
lot of people want, they like a little dog that you can, in the
A
house,
lot
it's
of people
small,
want little and we just typically
housebroken, all
don't have
that.
those.
And that you can tell just by the pictures, like, what's going on here, so it's having to spend its days, I think, by itself, you know, so I hope someone will, maybe get it out there and not even get to that
But,
point.
I mean, everything's going good.
They've got it taken care of right now, but they're just saying, I can't keep it. You get 100 of those, like you said, you had 105 calls, so
Oh, yeah.
that's something to keep in. Any questions on just the regular, yeah, the event seemed really Went really
It was,
well.
it was good.
Appreciate y'all just suffering. and
We
y'all-
can't.
You got an adoption, boy, that, there's several of them, but one of them, everybody was really happy on.
Yeah, it
So,
went really well.
kept me out of the dog business, thank you.
And there also is, we know what he's talking
It come down to
about.
me and Dewey Williams to adopt it, so.
Well, and also, there was something else. What am I forgetting, guys? Well, that left me.
Okay, you have, the other thing is the Almost Home Animal Rescue tonight. I think I passed that out. I had on that, I just jotted down Archie Fest was a really good, successful deal. I'm needing a home for a dog a guy approached me about, so if you watch this, call me.
I have these, so I give one to each one.
Yes, did I make everybody a copy? I think I made them a copy and you
Oh, I
have
guess
copies.
you did. Well, I did too. I told
Okay,
you.
you did, I just don't listen. Yeah,
Okay.
and the thing of this, on number 3, what I put down, next month, you're ready to go for that 501c3. And tonight, you're just needing, and we pretty much said, pull the trigger on it, but we'll discuss this. I'm gonna read this so people can hear what you wrote down,
Absolutely.
Almost Home Animal Rescue. You're wanting to go from the animal control into the 501c3 and go to an animal rescue. The way you explained it to us is, in our needs, and I want the council to okay that tonight, between now and the next meeting, we'll draw up something. The city always wants to be covered. You've done a phenomenal job with animal control in the city. We don't ever want to lose that, but I'm very convinced that if you can get a 501c3, you can get access to a whole lot of more money and funds and a way to get rid of them and, a bigger network. What is Almost Home Animal Rescue? It's a privately owned 501c3 nonprofit organization with a mission to rescue unwanted and neglected animals while gaining control over the large number of strays in the community. This organization would take the place of the city animal control to operate independently from the city of Clinton and Van Buren County. It would provide the same services as the shelter currently does, but would have a larger scope and many more resources at its disposal to combat the large number of stray animals. This is what you want to to form. How would Almost Home, and that's what you've named it, Animal Rescue, operate? Almost Home Animal Rescue would receive its funding from donations, partners, fundraisers, and grants. It would no longer be operated or funded by the city of Clinton, but instead be a standalone animal rescue service for the community. Day-to-day operations would remain as they currently are, meaning that it would still be open to the public to take animals from both the city and the county. It would also partner with out-of-state rescues who have the capacity to take animals from our rescue and adopt them into the homes across the country. What plan is in place to ensure success? Contacts have been made with Best Friends Animal Rescue, a large-scale rescue that operates all over the United States. They partner with small town rescues, and they have agreed to partner with Almost Home Animal Rescue and assist with fosters, adoptions, events, funding, and operational support if needed. Almost Home Animal Rescue will also have dedicated staff and volunteers constantly planning fundraisers, events, driving adoptions, and growing the organization. How does this benefit the city of Clinton? By voting yes to allow you to go ahead and go forward with this and turning the shelter over to Almost Home Animal Rescue, the goal is for the city to be relieved of the funding and managing the shelter as it has in past years. This will be great for the city as well as the county and the animals. What do we need from the city of Clinton? Simple. A vote yes and some assistance with startup funding, including the line item funds that have been appropriated for the shelter, as well as the trust designated for the shelter use. The rescue would also like to lease the building from the city on a yearly basis. Thank you for your time and consideration in this Almost Home Animal Rescue. And I'll just open it up for discussions or questions. And as far as, I don't know about the funding, I don't know if we can do the upstart that, or if there's when we write something up, a contract, would we do a monthly you know, we're gonna charge you X amount a month. I did talk to Dathan Morgan about an entirely different situation, and I mentioned this and Eddie and Teresa, or this Cooley trying to get that trust. Definitely by the next meeting, I wanna have an amount from that trust that is guaranteed to go to this 501c3, and it's for the animals. I mean, that's what it's for. I
Right.
think there's 50-ish, you know, in there, so much a
It's
month.
just to be spent strictly on animals, things for the animals.
But if
It's not
any,
for
and I guess
payroll.
tonight, you just want a motion and second to approve you to go ahead and go forward. And I'll ask for that in a minute, but if there's any discussions or questions for Rita, it's like, what's the drawbacks, what's the pros, what's the cons, anything you want to talk to her about it tonight. So, anybody. Or if you want to add anything, I didn't mean to jump in.
You covered it, I mean, we just want, I feel like Clinton can do better, you know? We can do better for the animals that are out there, we'll be able to help so many more.
I know it's easier to get charitable contributions if the shelter is being run by a 501c3 versus if it's a municipal shelter.
And I do know how to write grants, so that's,
It's easier, but it's also, you're going to have problems of, you still running, you're going to run into things of, I'm full, you know, or, I mean, it's not all just, I get
no, I
that.
mean, you,
But I think one of the council members made, hey, you've proven yourself, what you've done over the last, however long you've been doing it, a year or more.
over a year.
And you deserve a chance to try this. If it doesn't work, let's go back to what we got. But I'm sold, I mean, what you've told and who you contacted. And I think you can handle, you can make decisions. I think you're very capable of that. You know, we can or can't take anymore.
Is it similar to the arrangement that we had, with that county and city have with SNP? Somewhat similar?
Somewhat similar.
Yeah, and we had an agreement set up with them. and-
It's a different vision, but it's
Yeah,
somewhat
but
similar.
conceptually though, that's kind of what,
Right,
there would be,
exactly,
there would be a nonprofit that'll be running the shelter.
right,
City still owns the building, leased an agreement with
Right.
for that service that you
I
provide.
think she did a 5-year lease, you know, we're not, it's, you know, that's kinda up to y'all, I mean,
Well, they may want to start off with a year to year, just to see how it goes. I mean,
that's
I
fine.
mean, we talked about that, but, you know, get your feet wet and, I think your biggest deal would be the startup money, and that's something that I've never got a call back from Municipal League, and I didn't.
I mean, we can certainly contract with someone to provide a service, which is, I think you might all find that it's gonna be, save you a lot of money if somebody will pick it up. So you can contract, which is kind of exactly what the county and cities did with SNP, is basically, you can't contribute money to a charity just because you want to give them money. But if they're providing a service for the city, that's something that could be done.
For services rendered.
Yeah, so I think that's something that could be negotiated. You can't just give them startup money to
No,
start
I got
things up, but certainly a contract could be formed. So I guess the threshold issue is how you're gonna set up your
Yeah, we
organization.
researched, about the nonprofit, and it did say that a 501c3 nonprofit are able to charge for services rendered.
Well, that's huge. I would think, and you brought that up earlier, just send us a bill, you're gonna charge so much a month, or we had the same thing, county per dog, you know. And we're kinda just pretty small right now, but, and like I said, you could get grants and stuff like for fencing, that girl you talked to just likes,
She's
you know,
amazing.
she sees you trying. I think the effort makes a difference. I'm not saying that people don't make, everybody loves them, you know, but you guys have really done a great job. Any questions?
For one thing, she'll be able to help the city, the county out a little bit. I know they've been lots of people from the,
Yeah, when
Yeah,
space is
no.
available for you guys.
Yeah. Well, and then we can keep discussing. I'll entertain a motion in a second for the City of Clinton Animal Control to begin the process to become a 501c3 named Almost Home Animal Rescue. I entertain a motion and second for that.
Second.
Any other discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Lawrence.
Yes.
Hastings. Lynch. Pistol.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think that's all I have. Y'all, thank y'all for coming and appreciate, like I say, well, between now and the next meeting, there's a lot of legwork to do, so. And thanks for working so hard, especially those two young girls there. They're always there. Thank you, ladies. Brings us down, thank y'all, to fire department report. Chief D.L. Webb is out of the town. I didn't get a report, y'all may have one.
There wasn't a couple alarm calls at both interstates, and
Yeah, it doesn't,
about all I can think of.
fireworks went okay. Buildings going up, did get some rain, Archie Fest was safe, nothing, the big blow up at the end, people are getting used to it. It was a colossal
We
though.
had 2 trucks at the fireworks display.
Okay. So I hope Dale has a good rest. He needs it. He's been going full speed. Brings us down next to Parks and Street Department. We'll start with Parks Department. Charles Wilson.
Everything's going pretty good at the park. The guys went through and slicked it all off for this weekend. I guess they're gonna have a fun day or something down there. They're gonna come in the morning and finish all the weed eating and get that ready. And that's about all I got. Well, we worked on the lights. I guess they knocked one light down. We got it back up, got it working, and then I got shocked by the other one.
Put some tape on it. I've pretty.
Did you get arrested by who did that?
Yeah, but we got it up, and I hadn't been by there at night to see what all's working, but we had some electrical problems there, and I got shocked before I realized that somebody still had the tape over the photo cell. So when I undone the wire, it kind of rattled me a little, but I quickly went and pulled the tape off of it.
I've got a couple of things on the park. One is, I've got a volunteer. I told Jason Hayes that I'm gonna put it on this community post at Chamber and whatever, our website, a volunteer work day for Archie Fort Park. We're reapplying for that 100% grant. Debbie Webb's helping us with that. She came back over and we've got all the things to re-up for that. We're gonna have to have a work day. I wanna do it as soon as possible, get it done by the end of July. So on July the 20th, a Saturday, that's not this Saturday, but the next one, I think, from 7 to 12. I need people down there, whoever's watching or can come. I want to, obviously pick up trash and limbs and things like that, weeds and all that. But I'll have some tools. I want to work on our drainage from once we get the pavilion, assuming we're going to get this grant. I want to go ahead and maybe shape some, put in some pipe or something. Just do any handwork that needs done. I definitely want to do that. I know I'll be there, and my son's dying to go down there and work. So that's on the 20th. Think about that. The other thing, I'll have a sign-up sheet that day. We're gonna take some pictures, so I need a good turnout on that. I'll advertise it, and then I'll have to fill it in. So a good turnout will help our chances. So just even if you come down there for a little bit, you can get a lot done with, 7 or 8 guys with pick and shovels and burying some pipe. And then Trey Foster is going to get back with me on the sidewalk project that connects the sidewalk from the fountain up to 65 and from the skate park over to McDonald's, and then tie in where the pollinator meadow is when you go under. You're going to put in another sidewalk there. Along with that, we talked about moving that Blue Star Memorial that's on the highway right of way. I talked with Mark Malone and Nancy Reyna and Tracy Bonds, former Tracy Bonds. Anyway, in Charles, we're going to move that off up there by James Street down to our park. So it'll work out good for everybody and kind of keep the theme, and be a good time to do that when we pour the sidewalk from up there. We can kind of incorporate that. Charles looked at that, so I'm looking forward to getting that done. And Archie Fest was good. That's all I have. First Baptist Church is having a fun day this Saturday from 11 to 1. So they'll be down there playing a toss game, cornhole, and be all kinds of events going on. Well, they're going to go have some singing on the pavilion, on the stage. Everybody's invited. I think they're going to have some baptisms there. Not in the river, but it's they have a trough there, so. So Church of Christ will be there. It's a good group of people. They help us a lot with the chuck wagon feed, so be worth going there and support them. That's all I have on under parks. Anything else for Charles under parks? I don't think we have a motion, a second, or anything for that, but under streets, street department report.
We've been bush hogging, trying to catch up on some of it, pushed a few streets back this week. Finally got down Choctaw and got some of it cleaned up. Been putting out cold mix, kind of hitting back and forth between the two. I guess we need to get some monies for that Welcome to Clinton sign.
Okay, on that Welcome to Clinton sign, I think I have that on informational. I think in 2017, we got $13,575 dollars for that. We'll have to, and it went back to general. We didn't fix the sign. So there's that amount in there, but the total bill to refurb it, to redo it is $15,930. And we need to do, we need to appropriate the money out of general to the street department under, I guess, signs or, do we need to do the exact amount? I'll entertain a motion second for $15,930 to be appropriated from general to street department under the appropriate.
No, I think you need to,
No, you have to appropriate it out of general fund, we can't take it out of street. It can't go to the street, it'll just be appropriated out of
Okay,
general fund, and
okay.
that's all.
Appropriate $15,930 to go to, for repairing the sign from the general.
Welcome to Clinton.
Motion and second. Any discussion?
Who's gonna do it?
Is that? Don Langston.
It's already happening.
He's already started up there.
Or a rock on it. I think they got the block in, putting the rock.
It's okay.
Whoever made the motion,
It's okay.
Yeah.
is it?
We talked about it.
Yes, we don't know primarily,
Approved starting on it a couple of months ago.
primarily the same spot.
No, nowhere near the same spot because they moved the highway and everything all over.
Well, I mean.
But it's up in front of the water, it's in front of the water tower, so it's actually gonna make the water tower look better.
It's got to. Can you make it that tall?
They said something about paint that.
Up on the hill and.
It's up on the bank. It's right in front of the water pump station and everything.
That rustic water thing.
Yeah.
Now somebody's got to paint the water.
It's gonna match it. Anything else? I'll ask for a vote.
Orange,
Yes.
Hastings.
Yes.
Lynch. Pistol.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
And then, we talked about that last month about adding on to the shop.
Yeah, that was $46,600 was your estimate.
We could do it out of the street department, but the only thing that can be in it is street stuff. So we're not gonna be able to put our Christmas lights or any of that in there, so we need to go ahead and appropriate it if y'all wanna do it out of general, and that way anything can go in it. It's,
If we do it out of the streets, you solely have to be streets, and you can't, okay, the mower's there, and Renee Craig's gonna come up, but she canceled on us again, so I don't know when.
and I'm storing
I don't know if she'd have an
everything
issue with
from
any of that, but
police department to,
street
Parks.
funds too is a hot topic now, because a lot of people just use them for whatever, and I think that's probably one of the reasons. And I talked to Chad a little bit about it, and probably just better off just to appropriate it out of general. $46,600 from general to appropriate for the addition to the shop. I'll entertain a motion in a second for that.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
there is, on his deal, once he gets it framed up, he's got 50% when framed, and then the end balance once the sheet metal's on.
Yeah, I didn't.
Once he gets it framed up, he
Oh, he'll
wants a
need some of that,
50% draw,
that's-
and then once he finishes out,
Yeah.
then the rest of it. Yes, he has insulation price for insulation. I wanted it all insulated, top, bottom, And then I'll come in and put my wall sheets up. I'll put in the 10 wall sheets.
Well, if it's not solely straight and you do store anything there, materials do a lot better if it's,
And on my storage side, I can put up wood, and then on
you got the pad there,
the rough side,
correct?
I'll have 10.
Your pad's there?
Pad's all there, everything's
Yeah.
there. It's ready to go. So,
Any other discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Barnes,
Yes.
Hastings. Lynch.
Yes.
Pistol.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
And then I'm wanting to pave the end of 8th Street. Where that drops off, I'm just gonna go like 470 feet down 8th Street into that turn. That'll save me from
That's
going
Connie
over there.
Mac's, Gillen's Rent House, and
Yeah,
all around to where Dane, John Schooley's old place right past that.
yeah. I've got plans on doing about a 8-9 foot apron off onto that, and then about the same up there for,
You have the money for that, don't you? You don't need to-
yeah, I've got plenty of money.
Just tell
I'm
the
just letting
people.
you know, it's 21,000. I mean, it's 14 foot wide and 470 feet long. So,
Is that the only?
that's the only one,
Asphalt stuff you
that's
got
the only one I
laying
got
right
going right now. I had another one going, but we kind of backed off of it. We got a few things that we need to do before we.
Probably have several next month.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at several spots, but there's quite a bit of work needs to be done before we pull the trigger. I don't wanna do it and it's partially ready, cause that'll just cost me more problems down the line.
Anything else for Charles on streets? Thank you. That brings us to Police Department. Chief Jay Murdoch is out with I think he's got a bad tooth, and I mean, he's in a lot of pain. For him to miss work, he's sick. His report's in front of you. Service calls for the month was 180. Warnings issued was 49. Citations were 60. New investigations opened were 8. 7 of them were closed. Charges were filed, no felonies, but 5 misdemeanors. Animal control got 3 calls and picked up no dogs and no cats. Can't read my writing. I'm getting an appraisal for the old library. Guy came today and looked at that. I think the county was interested in having an appraiser for commercial sites. I've gotten 2. That'll be the 3rd appraisal, and I should have that back by the next meeting. And also talk to the quorum court and the county judge if they're interested in what the price is, what they want for it, or if they want to trade any of that land out by the fire department. I think they want it. I don't know. They said they might, and last I heard, well, they may not be interested, but I want to offer, I'm going to see where he comes in on the appraisal, what the county wants, and then see what they're going to ask for. That way we can put the, start on the police department. That's all I have on that. Like I say, Jay's not well, so. That's all I've got on police. Anything else? I can probably help you, but brings us to water and sewer. Will Hinchy.
All right, we were at 13 cents per thousand on chemical cost. It has went up. We looked into it. I normally can add it on the permanganate, but I can't this time. We've actually had some of the cost of our chemicals go up, and we use quite a bit more. So for the month of June, we had 20% water loss on Clinton, 32% at Burnt Ridge, and 32% at Denard. Now, Denard did go down. Burnt Ridge did go down. Some of the cells was higher. We didn't really find anything at Burnt Ridge, but we did fix 2 small leaks. They were under road crossings at Denard, and it changed at about 11,000 gallons a day. So, on our master meter. So we did get those 2 fixed. When it got dry, got the ditches. We were able to find they were underneath in the bores underneath the highway. One was on 65 and the other one was out on 110, so we got them taken care of. As far as updates on the projects, did sit down with the engineers, and they felt like we could go ahead and put bids out for the tanks on the painting. We won't get that money until after January, but they won't be able to do the jobs so far out. On some of those things, we can't bid it out because price changes so much, but they did think that the tanks may be one thing we could go ahead and put out for bid, even though, because we've already got that award letter for that. We just haven't went through all the processes. And doing that with the B branch stuff, we were kind of leery on it because we never had gotten that offer from where we reapplied for all of their debt and added a few things. I got an email today that ANRC is pushed that forward on our us acquiring B branch on regionalization to their meeting this month. They meet, you'll bear with me, I will check on the date. And if anybody wants to watch it via Zoom, so they're having, it's their second quarter meeting, and they are having it, that's the wrong email, sorry.
Down there off their office on Markham, or do you know?
Yes, it is.
Can you go there and watch it?
You
or-
can go there. What, we got the invite, July the 17th at 9:30 a.m. So, they are having, we did get pushed forward, and they did guarantee us a slot that would be, so we should be receiving an acceptance letter to where we could actually start bidding out. The main deal would be B branch's meters. They're having issues with their drive-bys. They've not actually been able to use the drive-bys next couple of months. I haven't hand read all of them, so they're getting behind on that. They had an employee given their resignation yesterday. He turned in his keys, so this was their acting manager. He left yesterday, so I haven't had a board meeting with B Branch since we had the meeting last time, so I haven't been able to take anything back to them from you. But they'll meet the 15th if anybody's interested in going, and then we'll have our water board meeting the 16th, the day after.
Are they gonna function okay? Are you gonna have to go down there?
Their guys met at my warehouse this morning,
Okay.
and we had to sit down and talk and everything. All operations they feel like's gonna go the same. They did ask me if I would take all the phone calls and have that number transferred to mine. That's something I'm gonna think about.
You want some of the council and mayor to take some of those calls?
Yeah, if you could take them all, we can transfer them all
Tell
to Chad,
Barnes wants
and Chad get it. But that is something, I don't want things to go to the wayside, so it is something, that might need to happen. We could transfer it to, we wouldn't be having to go out and do the on-call stuff, but the guy that's been there the longest, he lives 95 West, has no cell service. So, I may be taking the calls and calling him on his house phone, to go out on some of the stuff. They are making progress. Their usages went down, their water losses went down a little bit, so they are making progress, so.
You'll find your people that's supposed to be there.
Yeah. So if we can keep it moving forward before we take it over, that'd be even better, so.
Okay.
But I don't know, I haven't talked to any of the board. I had one board member call me yesterday and tell me that he had left. But I haven't talked to the rest of them, but we'll meet the 15th.
and they're gonna meet, the B branch board is gonna meet on what date?
The 15th, this next Monday. They meet every third Monday.
And you're gonna try the 16th?
Yes,
Okay.
we didn't have enough quorum today, so we're moving ours to the 16th,
4:30?
4:30. And they meet at 5:30.
You haven't been able to.
I got you, I'm sorry.
I haven't talked to anybody but David Hess. I
The
did
old
talk to
bank
David
building?
about how we had, the board had voted that we already had representation from B Branch, but when she steps down or hers is up, someone would come in from
Right.
B Branch. That's what I'm gonna take back to them. As far as that goes, I'd given that agreement to you guys, the second draft and everything. I did send a few things, the 3 things we discussed that I seen myself that needed to be changed. Instead of having an actual due date, it's no later than
25th,
date.
or 25
Yeah,
instead of
that got
24.
changed, except it still had 2024. So a couple of things have been changed. I got the draft today. I didn't bring it because I haven't got to read it all, but it still says 2024, and we got to change that. But if there's anything you guys have seen, or just let me know and I'll get back to him.
Just the adding another member thing.
Yes, We're changing, we're not putting an extra member, they would just have representation, is how, yeah,
Well, they got a good one there,
yeah.
a representative.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for Will?
Anything
you.
you foresee that I need to take to their board? It kinda, it's not good that you gotta wait several days, but, you know, last month they met before we did, and it kinda worked out, but they don't meet until the third Monday, so I'll be there the 15th.
And you said we're one property owner from the easements?
Yes, and on the fire department easements, we have one property owner that has not signed. I think I'll be able to negotiate with her. I didn't get to make it there today. We had that pretty bad leak there in front of Boston Mountains, so.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work out. Anything else for Will? Thank you. You need to go.
Good, but I did get them, they were also waiting for the health department, they were waiting on a letter saying that Clinton would do all the inspection and all that. That got sent to the engineers and stuff. We got that covered.
They got to do a fire flow valve or flow something?
They've contacted me, the guy that got awarded the fire protection deal, he is going to come and set up. He asked me to send him some maps of the area he needed to flow test, and I've gotten that to him.
Before Dale left, he said they may have to come down sometime when that guy shows up, you know.
Yeah, I'll get with him. So he said he's not going to be coming himself. He'll be sending a few guys to do it, and they're just going to do some flow tests. They'll have to do a pressure test on one fire hydrant, go downstream of it, and do a flow test at the same time and do 2 residual pressures. So anyway, we walked through, and I think we've got a plan on it. He didn't like that the fire hydrants are a little bit more spaced out, but at that time I didn't take in consideration that all the ones there around the hospital are off that same, you know, it's off the same pressure plane. So we could, maybe I'll give him those options and he can pick where he wants to do them.
Thank you. Brings us to zoning department, Tim Clark.
First thing, I'm gonna ask the council for a little bit of money for our siren system. We've got a Wheeling weather system that I believe was put in 2011. I think. It's never really, since I took over for Dwight, worked properly, because I have to reset the time at every 2 weeks. I got to reset it, or otherwise it doesn't keep time. So for a little while, it would go off sometimes Wednesday at noon, and then it wouldn't. And in the last 3 or 4 weeks, it hadn't gone off at all. So Safety Com came and did their normal maintenance and changed out batteries, stuff like that. And then he had to come back. We got on the phone with a tech from Wheeling, and long story short, there's 4 functions on that encoder box. C4 sets it off, and when it got to that, it said C5 active. Well, there is no C5. So the tech said, obviously there's something wrong with the computer board inside that box. Probably some corrosion, I don't know. Can you fix it? I don't know. You can send it to me, I can find out. We won't have a system while he's got it. So I talked to Richard, and we thought the best thing to do, get a new encoder box. As soon as we get it, I can still set it off manually. There's 3 different ways. 2 of them don't work, 1 of them did work, and I set them off Wednesday. How long that one function will work, I don't know. But if we got a new one, as soon as we got it in, plug it in, I'd send the old one off, depending on what they say. Well, we can't fix it, it's fried. Or we can fix it depending on what it's going to cost, whether it'd be worth it or not. Fix it, send it back, we'll use it as a backup. Also, I think I may have told you all this last time, the antenna down by Grace Church, it's broken, got hit by something, and so they've ordered a new directional antenna to put up there. But even with a new antenna, sometimes when the leaves are out, heavy foliage, it has a hard time getting a signal. And I didn't know, and the guy from Wheeling said, the only thing I can tell you is we've got a handheld radio that's got about 1.5 to 2 mile radius. We can program it and you can get that. DL can have it, or Jason, somebody that lives down there. And if our sirens are going off and that one's not going off, they just hit that handheld radio and it sets that one off. So all in total to get, I would ask the council to appropriate $5,000. Probably won't use but about half of that. I just don't know. But I'd say up to $5,000 to get our system back up to where it needs to be.
So you need a motion second to appropriate $5,000.
More than what's in the budget.
Yeah, more than what's in the budget, 5,000, I think it was 35, so that'd be 85 for that. And then I'll entertain a motion second.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
No, this would still be a win or whatever. I didn't know if there was a newer model, newer version,
Well, there is.
but they're gonna be a whole lot more than what, I mean, not, you know.
It's not, there are a whole lot more, and the guy said, well, you could get an updated encoder box, the newest one. You get the same one, you just set it up there and plug it in. A newer one, well, it'll tell you which batteries are low, but then you gotta redo your whole system.
I understand.
It's not compatible, yeah.
I just don't, you know, you hate spending over half what a new one would cost when it's 15 years
Get
old.
something, have it in place.
But it would be in place quicker, for sure.
I bet a new one's probably 5 times more.
No, he said it would be about triple what this would cost, just the box. But then you've
Plus, you
got,
gotta redo your
you gotta redo your system, new radios, new cables, new hook, everything to the antenna. So,
But then we could put a voice on it to where it would talk instead of just a siren.
I don't know about that. We could do weekly announcements.
Having to put his voice on there.
We were,
Hey, a tornado's coming.
was in Hot Springs last week and it was going off, this is our tornado.
I'll say
Or
this
just on
about
Mondays,
having
we
a
could have a
radio.
word from the mayor.
D.O. Webb will call in if he sees the wind blowing somewhere. He called in the other night from wherever he was out and called me and see how the weather was, and I called him the next morning and said, I guess it was okay. But yeah, with D.O. with the radio or Jason, that's good. You know, nothing else. We got a
Nothing
great
else,
fire
there's a switch
department.
on it. I'm right across the road. I'll run over there and turn the switch on.
Yeah.
I might not stay out there very long.
Get me tall enough to reach that box.
Get a rod.
What do y'all think? You want to vote?
Yeah.
I'll ask for a vote.
Barnes,
Yes.
Hastings.
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Pistol.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Tim, anything else? on
Yes,
zoning?
I got contacted by Bradley Savage. He is the Education Program Specialist for the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. He would like to do a fishing derby at the park on August the 17th. On the 16th, they will stock the pond with about 300 full-grown fish, and they would like to show people how to fish, how to clean fish, how to cook fish. Okay, and then they'll come back on September the 13th and do the same thing, but it'll be an archery thing. And the only reason I'm bringing this to the council is on the fishing thing, he said it's open to the public of any age. So we have age restrictions on who can fish in the pond, so we would need to waive that day for them.
I think everybody's in favor of the fishing and the archery. You need a motion second to waive the age restrictions on the, what date?
August the 17th.
August 17th on the, for the pond, so they can have their fishing.
I'll make a motion.
Any other discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Barnes.
Yes.
Hastings.
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Pistol.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
How to eat fish? Yes, I don't know how to eat it.
Except for seconds later.
Archery fishing?
No.
Charles has done that.
Be good, though.
Tom Fleming did that.
Just Archie Fest went good. The carnival guy said it was the best Saturday he's ever had. The next thing we got is the Quad State Bass Club Tournament, October 19th and 20th. It's quad, but there's 5 or 6 states coming, and that'll be a pretty big deal. And then shortly we'll start on planning on Christmas in Clinton, because it'll be on us before we know it. That's all I got.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tim Clark. Brings us down to unfinished business. an ordinance repealing the bidding requirements, first, second, and third reading. And did we already read two of those? That was the $50,000. I thought we had, I guess we never got the third reading on that. Dana, we just need the third reading on that, or it says 1, 2, and 3?
I think given, so this was read on its first and second reading a year, maybe 2 years ago. I think given the amount of time that's passed, I would recommend motion and second, dispense with the first, second, and third, with the first and second reading, and put it on its third reading for passage.
By title only. Okay.
By title only is fine. I mean,
Entertain a motion and second to suspend.
Put it on for all, suspend the rules, put it on for all three.
Suspend the rules, put it on for all
three.
3 readings. I'll read it one time, we'll vote one time. Is that correct?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Motion second to put it on all 3 readings. I ask,
Is that by title
motion
only?
second.
No, he says he's gonna read it.
Do we need to, you need to vote for that?
Yeah, Barnes,
Yes.
Hastings,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Pistol,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Okay, I'll read this. This is an ordinance of the City of Clinton, Arkansas to remove unnecessary bidding requirements, whereas the City of Clinton Municipal Code currently requires competitive bidding for all purchases in excess of $10,000, and whereas the City of Clinton, Arkansas is classified as an Arkansas city of the second class, and whereas the Arkansas law does not require cities of the second class to take bids for general purchasing, but does require bidding for certain contracts exceeding $50,000 pursuant to ACA number 229203. And whereas there's a need to repeal the existing bidding requirements in the municipal code that are not required under the Arkansas law, now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Clinton, Arkansas, Section 1, the following section of Title 3 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Clinton, Arkansas are hereby repealed. Section 3.04.01, Section 3.04.02, and Section 3.0404. In Section 2, the savings repeal that all ordinance or parts of ordinance in conflict with this ordinance are repealed to the extent of such conflict. In Section 3, servability, that should any word, sentence, clause, paragraph, or provision of this ordinance be held to be invalid or unconstitutional, the remaining provisions of the ordinance shall remain in full force and effect. I need a motion and a second to adopt this.
I make the motion to adopt.
Second.
Any other discussion? I'll ask for a vote.
Barnes,
Yes.
Hastings,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Pistol,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
2024-04.
Thanks. Brings us down to new business. This is an ordinance doing business with city officials. Doug Davison, first, second, and third reading. Jeff had a question if we had done that. This apparently is for insurance on the hangar. It's some additional insurance, it looks like, for $1,662. We had insured that, and I guess it needed extra insurance.
Which hangar is it?
It's the newest one. I think that's just about done. I don't think it was the old one with the improvements. I called Doug today. They're gonna meet on the 29th. And I was wanting to go to the airport meeting and kind of get the lowdown on that.
Are they still meeting at noon?
Yeah, and they're not gonna meet this coming Monday, but it's gonna be the 29th. And if you wanted more clarification on this, we'd go to that meeting or whatever. And then at the next meeting, we could do an emergency clause, and it'd still be the same. It'd take a month to go into effect, and if we can explain it to suit everybody, and then I can explain it, then we could do it then, and it'd be the same result if we adopted it. I don't know enough to tell you about it. You may or may
More about it
not.
myself.
What's that?
I'd like to know more about it
Okay,
myself.
I thought you might, and it wouldn't be a bad idea, because it was part of the bidding.
Yeah.
And I think, the other bid was 900 or so, now that's 25, so I just.
If they had the meetings where we could attend it, those of us that work, we might know, but
we'll just pick this up at our next meeting. Thank you. Brings us down to public comments. Any public comments? Mark, thanks for helping us with that Blue Star thing. That was been needing moved for a while, and I think they feel like something's getting done on it, and it probably ended up being pretty good timing. Anybody else?
Had someone question me about the dirt.
The
out
dirt?
here. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing I want to discuss at that 29th meeting. Apparently, a contractor from several years ago, Kennedy, had thought that dirt, some of that dirt was his.
Yeah.
And he had talked to Steve, and we told Steve Nunley to get what we owe you in dirt from cleaning out this out here.
My question was, what do we owe Steve for?
Do what?
What do we owe Steve for?
For cleaning out this from over here, the beavers and all that. He had his equipment over here, clean all this over here, this creek, this backup and that slough. It's same.
On the airport property?
No, that's Will Dawson's property. It's not city property, it wasn't airport property, but I'd mentioned
That
that
was the question,
one.
I think, is why the city's paying to clean someone else's property.
Well, when we talked about that needed gone for a long time. Same on the flooding on the town branch.
Yeah.
You know, we don't own town branch.
Yeah.
But we paid him to go up there and clean that out, and that helped a lot. And anywhere, even back to the dirt though, we ended up, Steve Nunley got paid, I guess, for the contractor that thought that dirt was his, and he kept up with the loads. So we have about $3,500 of credit for dirt work wherever we want to use it in the city. And I'd go back to town branch and do some, or maybe even behind, if it's okay to do that, behind the old Burger Brawl, and that's always a problem with Deb's Fashion, or anywhere we need it to keep water from backing up in town. And I assume that's okay
I'd like to do it all the way down behind McDonald's and all
Well,
that, if we could.
where we quit by Steve Goods to go from McDonald's on
Yeah.
down. And I don't know, I hadn't talked, I think we were spending about, for a track hoe and dozer, I think it averaged about $1,000 a day, I think. I mean, he got a lot of work on town branch, and I think it was around 3 days.
Yeah.
But
Do the auditors keep up with that dirt? Is that will they question us about it? or-
I imagine they will, they'll probably ask me where the dirt, but I'll have a list of
I just
how
don't
much.
want us to get in trouble with the auditors
Yeah.
for paying somebody in dirt to clean somebody else's
Yeah,
property.
I don't have a problem with, doing it cash or whatever. And as far as whose land it is, that could probably be a problem for me if it's like, but anything that negates flooding in a floodway, I think we're okay for that, I think. But if not, I may be,
It's protecting your streets from flooding,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, anything in town branch and right here, the airport, and that's been a problem forever. We hired the beaver eradicator, and you're just better off, I think, getting rid of the habitat.
I think it kept the town from flooding. We had that cleaned up 95.
That used to get done for nothing by Joe Paul and Harold Lloyd and Donald Ray,
Yeah.
and those days are over. But
Yeah.
it certainly helped. But we'll address that too after the airport meeting. We'll address the insurance and also the dirt. But I've had questions on that. But
Yeah. Well, it's right there where everybody can see it, and they just,
oh, I know.
somebody's always asking.
Dirt. Well, I know.
Looks
that.
good right now.
And also, it's, whose dirt was it? And
Yeah.
6 years, that's a long time that somebody has a dirt. My biggest concern was, I've told people, no, don't touch any dirt. And then a lot of dirt's gone. But I called the engineer and he said, you've got plenty of dirt to do what redress. And he said, you're gonna have to move that. It's gotta be moved anyway.
Well, we still need to do something down here
Yeah,
on the end
even
of the
crossing
road.
the deal and all that, he said, we got plenty of dirt, so.
We're just harvesting that dirt, it'll grow back.
There's no arrowheads in it.
It'd be nice to put it somewhere in inside the floodplain, because once we take it out of this floodplain, we can't put it back in this floodplain. So if we can move it from that floodplain to another, then we can utilize it anywhere we want.
I already got that many signatures.
I'm hoping that by the Burger Brawl is something we can use it for, maybe not.
Yeah, it's inside the plane. But, once
Where we got, we don't have our maps, it is now.
gone, we can't.
I just don't want to see all that dirt disappear, go somewhere
Then we
else
have to go buy
when we
dirt.
need it here on the airport. Yeah.
That's why I'll tell people no for a long time. I need 5 loads, no.
Yeah.
Did you get your dirt?
I've got all the dirt I need at my place.
Anything else for public comments? Thank you. Brings us down to mayor's comments. I mentioned that this Saturday, the First Baptist from 11 to 1 down at the park. It'll be an event worth attending. Work day, Saturday the 20th from 7 to 12 at the park. I'll have a sign-up sheet. Contact me, 253-0160. I'd love to have some help for that. It'll really help us with a good turnout getting that grant. We did good last year, we just didn't get it. I think we can get it this year. That puts the pavilion over what Jason started by covering the bleachers. Streets, I have Ashley Tapp. That's something from you and I talked to you about that after filling out some reports for that grant for the sidewalk. Just basically, you're the contact person. No work's been done on it so far. What else do I have? Bear with me. Debbie Wolf retired after 39 years at Regions the other day, so she had a good career. And then I see Sherry Bixler walking out today. She's been there for 45 years, and it's just her anniversary, so stop by and tell her hi. 45 years at Clinton State Bank and whatever else it's been, and she'll probably go for 50. So that's worth mentioning. I mentioned the First Baptist. The park work day. Thank all the department heads and all you elected officials for everything you do, and that's every one of you. Take the calls, do a good job, so thank you for that. Keep us straight. And I think Sammy is a great-grandkid, a boy, am I right? Or great-grandkid? I'm making you older than you are. Great-grandson.
Yeah.
And he came to the meeting, and it's a boy, so congratulations, Sammy Ward. With that, nothing further, I entertain a motion, a second to adjourn.
I think I seen Marcia Evans was retiring too.
Yes,
Friday.
that's it. That was it. The 12th. That's Friday.
Tomorrow,
Yeah, go by and see Marcia Evans at first service. Friday. She's been there a long time.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
You want to get? We stand adjourned. Thank you.